I think we could start immediately, and we have team Wabsy. Welcome, the stage is yours.
So hello, we are from Älykkäät Comprehensive School, and I am Pihla, and I'm the director for this project. And here is...
I'm Andre. I'm the guy who is responsible for the technical stuff.
My name is Daniel and I am showing you the money side of things.
I'm Laura and I'm responsible for the creative and visual side of the project.
And I'm Petja and I'm a production writer.
Yeah, so we have invented a food scanner, Wabsy, that tells you everything about the food you want. Especially if you have some allergy or diet, that's very useful for you because that tells what the food contains. And if you want to be healthy and be sure that you have everything in a food, like every nutrients and not too much fat or something like that, so that Wabsy tells everything you want to know about food, so it's a lot of easier to eat in daily life.
Wabsy is a combination of a health guide app and a scanner. The scanner scans the food and the app shows you what ingredients and nutrition the food contains. The app also includes some recipes and a navigation for restaurants that are supporting this program. Well, how Wabsy is supposed to work? First, you need to input your personal information like your weight, height, and special food preferences, like if you're a Muslim or vegan. And then you need to use the scanner to scan your food. The ingredients will show on the app as a list with different colors. Green meaning it's healthy for you, white means neutral, yellow means unhealthy, and red means you should definitely avoid it.
It helps you decide whether you should eat it or not if you are unsure about the ingredients in it. It gives you suggestions for making your food consumption more balanced. Tells you how much activity you need to burn the calories.
Yeah.
And the target audience is of course the people on a diet. So if they have a celiac disease and they have to avoid gluten, they know if it has gluten or not. And same for allergic persons and just basic persons, average shows. The money comes from selling the scanner part, and we could also make the recipes in the app subscription based.
It's not just an app, we can use it in many other ways. For example, because you can find out the quality of the food, it could be useful in country borders. We could detect if the food coming to a country is like good quality, and we could also detect drugs. And because you can see if the food has gone off, you could see if you can eat it after the best before date. And we also were thinking that it could be included in a plate, which could be in like a buffet type restaurant or at home. So the plate would have like a scale on the bottom and a mass spectrometer that like detects what the food contains. And we're also thinking about a coating or lining on the plate, so that, but with this we would have to use nanotechnology, so it's a bit more complicated.
And expensive.
Yes. Do you have some questions or something?
Yes. What is it that you scan? Is it
The food.
You
Yeah.
are about to eat.
But is it like you use a camera in a phone?
It's a separate scanner.
Oh, it's a separate hardware.
Yeah.
Do you have the scanner or already?
No, we don't have it, so we don't have invented it, but it's the idea.
Okay.
Spectrometer, it bends the light and it, like if there's some, let's say protein, it detects it, the light, and it will be a different color than other things, and it will like create a, let's say it's a bubble, and it counts how many protein particles are in it, and then it tells for the app that like, hey, this thing has this many protein things and this thing fat and like that.
Okay.
It's sort of like it's not a color, it's a color code that for every single atom and molecule reflects the light a little bit differently, and the spectrometer sort of splits it apart into a code, and then we have an existing database of like what is the code of protein, fat, and other nutritions and ingredients. So the app compares it to the database, and then it tells you what the color code is.
How big is this scanner thing? Is it like something?
No, it's in your pocket.
Can be in the pocket.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's something you could plug in this kind of stuff here, like an iPhone or something. Like if you adapt this camera, you think it's
Actually,
possible?
yes, you could put some sort of, it's like a filter.
Okay.
It's like a gigantic one, though it's at least this big
Okay.
on your phone. Yes, it would work.
Because you are addressing with your project individuals. It's what we call a B2C project, business to consumer. I want to have just one thing, so that I can take a picture, and then your app is automatically guiding me. So the concept is great, really, and it's very useful. I mean, clearly, not only for people with diet problems, but I guess for anyone. So there's a real strong interest. It's cool. The only thing is how easy it is to use, and that was the question of the size of your interface. And if you say that, if your business model is about selling the scanner, at some point, if this scanner will be able to be, in this kind of framework, you won't sell the scanner anymore. It will be standard technology. So your business model will need to evolve to something else, because you won't make money by selling the scanner. It will be already in that. So you have to think also of what is really the best thing that you do. Is it the scanner itself, like a device, or is it the intelligence behind your app? And I think that's mostly the intelligence and the community you can build with that. Don't underestimate the community effect. Like you have people, users, using your stuff, using your app. You connect them together and you exchange information between them, if they agree to do so. Just like a club of people. Like you can't imagine people who fish, fishermen. Like it's a real strong sport in the world. People would like to know where to fish, where to go, where to find fish. So there is a whole community of people who fish and exchange information. And diet, same thing is going to be the same thing for diet. So my point here is to understand, is really what you do best the scanner, or is it the intelligence behind the app and how you can share that? And I think that's mostly the quality of what you present, of your idea, because I guess it's more an idea than a finalized product. It's really about the application, the intelligence, and the community you can build around that.
If you think that's a long step to build that type of market, maybe if you have your scanner prototype, the first prototype is probably going to be a bit clumsy and a bit big, but to make it work. But maybe that could be something that you try out, either with communities, small communities that are very, very interested in food, or it could be with government authorities, like the Food and Drug Inspection, if they wanna evaluate food. You talk about the border, because can it detect like pesticides and antibiotics and hormones and stuff? Can you make it do that?
It's possible.
Because I think that could be very interesting for like organizations that put that evaluate food if they're organically grown, for instance. How do you know that? How do I know that? I mean, I buy a bag of peas and it says organically grown, but who is really I mean, I have to trust that it really works, and someone has to evaluate it. And maybe your first scanner, because I think that, although I agree with Renault that in the future you might have something else that is more of a intelligence and community and service, and where you use your app and your database and your recipes and your suggestions and all that, and maybe the hardware is already standardized. But I think that your first step is actually to develop that scanner, because today a smartphone cannot. It doesn't include a spectrometer. So you have to do the hardware, and maybe try that out and see if there are not consumers, because as I totally agree with Renault, to sell it to me, when I go to a restaurant, I don't want another big hardware stuff to carry on. But maybe for professionals, that is great. For professionals who go out to farms to evaluate, to see if it's, then it's not so much about diets, it's more about, you know, hormones and pesticides and antibiotics and stuff like that. But I think that could be the way to try out the system, so that you know it works. And I think that my advice to you is build something, try it out. Don't sit and spend, you know, days and months to do the perfect hardware. Build something, try it out, learn from it, do it again, do it again, do it again. That's the best way to do it. And work closely with the ones who might want to find a farmer, or find a fish community, or find a government authority person or something, and bring them onto the project right now to give them the input, so that they will help you get, you know, do the best product.
Yeah.
But the idea is really good, I think.
How did you come with this idea, and how did you guys meet, and how did you have?
We are in the same class, and the idea came from sort of recent experiences. And so you are suggesting that we should invest in the community. So we could use the scanner as sort of a head start compared to our other competitors. So if people are using the scanner for like a year, and then it's incorporated to the phones, we could sell the app to a phone company like maybe Apple, and then the existing users of the app would use the scanner on the iPhones, and because the community is already big. So
there are multiple ways of doing things, but first of all, you need to start building something. I mean, Peter is right. Start something. It's today you have an idea. You guys met. You present us this idea, and there's potential in the idea. There's real interest. So really, the question now is, what's the next step for you? And so you need to start doing something. You can imagine selling all this to Apple or whatever, but you'll need to. I mean, you won't sell an idea. So you need to build something, create something, and that's really like the question to you guys. It's not that you don't need to answer this question today, but it could be interesting for you to carry on this project and implement clearly this project.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking, how did you guys meet, and how did you guys, you know, have this idea, and how strong do you feel about, you know, carry on and go along, because you should.
But you're on to something. I mean, you were already started talking about databases and how you collect information, and how you, and we can of course sit for hours and have ideas about what you can do with all that data, and that's great fun, and do that sometimes just to have fun. But as Renault says, there are so many ways you can do that. But the good news is that you think like that, because that's the right way to think, that you're going to gather the data. And knowing that your plan is to use the scanner to build a database, because the database is going to be, that's where the money is coming in the future, right? But to make it work, you need to have a scanner that works. You have to build a spectrometer solution that works, and where you can use it to build your database. And and that it's gonna be trial and error. It's not gonna work the first time. So you have to like to build. That's, I think, what you are, because if you only like the end result with the app making you money, and you don't think it's fun to try, and you have to have passion for doing this, then it's gonna probably go. And then this is probably what's gonna happen. You start doing this, and you will find out so many new things that maybe in a year you will have a totally different one.
We really want to build it and have it someday.
Yeah, well, we are just middle schoolers, we don't have the skills to do it, so we'll need someone else to do it first, unfortunately.
You can get the skills by starting to do things.
I mean, you're still young, I mean, you'll get the skills eventually. Maybe.
Good thing in middle school is one of the best places to acquire skills you need for what you want to do.
Skills, you can acquire skill. It's fine. To have a creative mind, you can work on improving your creative mind, but that's something you have in your guts, inside you. It's difficult to acquire that, and so skills is okay. I mean, you'll find skills. You'll find people able to implement your vision. But to have a vision, it's a bit more difficult, but you have ideas, so it's good. It's really good, so you should carry on.
I met the founders of Spotify and JCut and Skype when they were early ages, and they were older than you were and didn't know as much. And most of these people, Mark Zuckerberg, when he started Facebook, he didn't really know how to do it. He just had a vision of what he wanted to achieve. So most people who are great entrepreneurs, they don't really have the skills when they start. But they are not afraid of the work to be done to get the skills. That's the difference. You have to like to do it. But you're only, 15, 16, 17?
15.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think you should try this out. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is that you learn something. And it doesn't work. Right? Yeah. So go for it, because I think it's a great idea. Try to find someone that can, I mean, if you want to define these things, work with Nicholas. He has a network of technology people who can help you with defining the components you would need in that scanner, and then, yeah, I think you should try it out.
Thanks for our feedback.
I'm trying to wrap this up now. Me, since I'm a celiac, I have a celiac disease, and I would really, I am ready to carry a bit bigger scanner with me in my backpack or something if it tells me if it contains gluten or not.
You can scan your cigarettes.
What?
You see if they're healthy.
Yeah. What about your cigarettes? Yeah,
I think that would go in the red box. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
By the way, we also have the second.
Yeah, should we take the second of yours right now, or have this in between? Let's have their project in between, and let's get back to you then.